Hello everybody, and just here and welcome back to Skeleton Knight in Another World, episode 7, is it? Episode 7, indeed. Went for a nice walk. I know this episode is late, but not that many people watch my series on Skeleton Knight, so it won't affect many people with the fact that it's late. But I went for a walk, put myself a plant. It's some, what's it called? Campanula, apparently. Okay, I have a new plant now. And now I can watch. Finally, I can watch Skeleton Knight. In the last episode, Ark made a. Well, I wanted to say that he made a pact, but that's not entirely true. He was hired by the elves, by the elder, by Ariane's father, to be more precise, to help the elves save their captured brethren from wherever they might be, as a continuous effort to save the elven slaves. And my cat found the absolute worst moment to come here and ask for affection. I was at home for hours, and now she chose it's the good time to come here and start meowing at me. Oh well, she's gonna have to deal with that somehow because now we're watching anime. Ark also trained a little bit with Ariane's mother. Okay. I'm gonna give you some pets, but just a little. Ark trained with Ariane's mother just a little bit. He was beat very, very easily, pretty much effortlessly. Not even his instant transmission, his blink, his teleport, call it what you will, saved him from being absolutely clowned on by the mother, which tells us that, overpowered as he might be, just sheer power isn't everything. You also need technique. But the most important thing of this episode, probably the most important thing, was that Ark discovered he can uncurse himself with just a spell. And it apparently takes no effort at all to revert his hand. Where do you want to go? Okay, I'm gonna put you on the windowsill. Apparently it takes no effort at all to uncurse his own arm. And will he even need to lift the curse with that uncursing spring or whatever it is? Or is he just gonna be able to snap his fingers and just remove the curse just like that? Just like that. I have nothing else to say here. I wonder where it goes. I think, and it would make sense, like narratively speaking, that his ability to uncurse himself is either time limited or area limited, meaning that he can uncurse his arm, but not both arms at the same time. For example, right? He can uncurse his head, but not the rest of the body. It's limited in some way. Because if it's not limited, then that instantly gets rid of the only gimmick this story has. And that wouldn't make much sense, would it? So, I guess we're gonna have to just see it, just watch it, and make sure that it's not what happens. And of course, she's curious about my brand new plant. Okay, I'm gonna put it on the windowsill, so you stay there, and you don't fuck around with my camera, please. Or do you just want to go down? She's gonna make her decision eventually. Right now, I'm gonna give you your subs, myself, my sound, and we're just gonna start watching it. She's really curious about my camera, isn't she? You want down? Here, have my knee. And in the meantime, we're going to start watching. Yes, she wants down. We're going to start watching, finally, episode 7 of Skeleton Knight in Another World. And she found the paper bag. And we're gonna start watching it in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, she's inside the bag. The cat's in the bag, everybody. Okay, last time on Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, she's too fat to fit into that bag, but by God, she's gonna try. Great success. For a moment there, I thought it's gonna turn into like a furry paw, like he's a werewolf or something. Okay, it's time limited. It's time limited. Okay, we know the limitation. Perfect. Waiting for my tea to cool down a little. So I'm just drinking some ice cold water with a slice of lemon. Why the fuck are you meowing? Guess she's angry she couldn't fit inside the bag. Right, he's now going on a journey with Ariane, essentially. To the land of the dragons. Right, right. Yeah. They will need to defeat the not defeat the dragon. They're gonna have to uh, just talk with the dragon, so it allows them to go to the uncursing spring. I don't know if you can hear the paper bag or not. I can hear it even with my headphones on. He fucking loves paper bags. I love how every episode begins with Ohayo gozaimasu, arc desu. Was Ariane 3 CG there for a moment? But it still gives you something to work with, right? If all he needs is, I don't know, flash someone his head, then he can briefly dispel the curse on his head. If like someone wants to see his face for a moment, or if he needs, I don't know, to leave his fingerprint somewhere, he can briefly uncurse his finger. Maybe the smaller the area you try to uncurse, the longer it lasts. I have no clue. Why are you running? Aren't you able to just easily defeat them? Okay. Okay, he's a phobia. Gotcha. Ponta is CG. She decided she's not gonna fit inside the bag, so now she crumbled it and she's slipping on top. If not for the fact that my phone serves as my camera, I'd snap a picture. There's monsters everywhere. I mean, it's Fantasyland. Of course there's monsters. I'm guessing some higher tier monster or something? Yeah, she's afraid of those hunted wolves for some reason. Interesting. Okay, what's going on in the capital? Been a while since we visited. The princess set off to meet with the elves. Okay, she sets off now. Gotcha. I'm guessing the carriage is gonna be attacked by hunted wolves, and Ark and Ariane are going to save her. Or the guards are going to betray them. The guards are going to betray them. Funny how it always happens, isn't it? The only monsters you're going to meet here are humans. Ah, it's super fluffy. Or she wants a gift for her sister. Okay, that would make a splendid gift. And an amazing coincidence. And you're probably gonna encounter those wolves anyway, and you will have to fight them. Might as well cut off some tails, right? Yeah, that doesn't look like much. It's just a white wolf. Is it haunted? Okay, maybe it is. The real wolf is somewhere else. Yeah. Okay, makes sense. Thank you for the brief exposition. It clamped on your arm. Just stab it, Ark. Yeah, she'll manage. She's a capable fighter. Yeah. And he's just tanking all the damage. Makes sense. Go for the pack leader. Yep. Nothing personal, kid. Oh, it's that bracelet thing. Interesting. Did he shoot magic like underneath his arm? And let me guess, the wolf instantly becomes docile. Yep, confused and retreats. Do they have enough tails for the veil, though? Self-destruction. Self-destruction. Miracle for the high-minded princess. They're gonna save the princess. That's gonna be the miracle. Confirmed. Really, all but confirmed. The city, or not the country, the like area lord is controlling them. We know that. They don't, of course. And Ariane is CG. Cut off the tails. And she's CG again for some reason. Why? Them swapping between 2D and CG doesn't make much sense. And now the carriage is CG. They're steadily increasing the amount of CG in the show, aren't they? Your stagecoach is wearing a hood. Or whatever the name of the driver is. He's not trustworthy. He's wearing a black hood. He's gonna betray you. Yeah, that goes without saying. And here comes trouble. You said it at the perfect time. Said it at the perfect time, as always. Or rather, as is usually the case. She loves the paperback so much, she's thrilling in her sleep. She really loves paperbacks. Of course, Ponta is gonna notice that something's going on, and they're gonna save the princess. Or rather, Ark alone is gonna save her. The fucking Naruto run. Okay, who's attacking? Where's the driver? Is one of the hooded figures? Oh, well, that's not good. And there goes the princess. Ark better have some fucking necromancy spells. Uh, yeah, I knew the guards were involved. I mean, duh. Some necklace? And who might you be? Yeah, you better fucking don't. Okay, let me see some gore. Let me see something that warranted those, content warnings in the first episodes. So, resurrect her. Oh, the wolves came with help. Ark now has a bunch of new familiars. Paying back the debt. Okay. Leave at least one of them alive, so you can interrogate them. Preferably the leader. Or, I guess not. I guess just kill everybody. I mean, that works as well. Our debt is repaid. They're going back into the forest again. Yep. Okay, that's nice. Now, take care of the princess, please. Ricinetio. Sure. Okay, so there's a chance it's gonna work. Now revive the maid. Don't waste any time. Revive the maid. Okay, good. At least the maid. The guards, fuck them. Revive the maid. Okay, so I guess 3 wounds is too much to regenerate. And the princess just witnesses it. Yep. Yep. I mean, kinda. He has the shield on him. I like it. I was questioning whether or not he's keeping the shield in some storage or something, but no, he's keeping it on himself. Okay, I like it. Really like the attention to detail. The shield doesn't just magically appear in his hand, he keeps it on him. And I guess Ark is nowhere to be seen. Okay, interesting. So Ark decided to not stick around, and so a legend is born. Kinda. You gonna search for your savior, or are you just gonna move on with the mission? Okay, God, of course. She's casting some spell right now. Kinda like the opposite of Ainz's aura of despair. It's like aura of royalty or something. Morale boost. Is she gonna remember the armor at least? Eh. Yeah, I mean, for sure. It's gonna come and bite you in the ass. You can be sure of that as well. Just reviving some royalty, nothing significant. Oh, that's a big city. Capital. Makes sense, it would be big. Is this where Ark and Ariane are headed? No. Yes, actually, they are. The dude in the background clapped his hands with two dots and a line for a head. Is this the Kunoichi girl? Or whomst? That's the Kunoichi girl. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, there's no need. Ninjutsu art of throwing people into the air. I guess Ark didn't recognize her. Ponta did, though. And that's it. That's the episode. Okay, well, that felt like no time at all. That genuinely felt like no time at all. I know that I say it very often, but apparently many episodes of many anime have been good enough to feel like no time passed at all. And she's bored with the paperback. Or my mom came home and she went to greet her. Either or. I gotta say, I'm not a huge fan of how they keep increasing the amount of CG in the show. But it's not like eye-bleedingly bad so far. It's not like Overlord Goblin Army tier. So I'm gonna let it pass. I'm gonna give him a pass. This show is probably made on a shoestring budget, so I'm gonna give them a pass. Allied dashing through the darkness with the beast people. Okay. Actually, a dog hanging with Ponta. Yeah, I'm gonna give them a pass for using CG because if the choice was between using CG extensively and not making the show, I'd rather they use CG and make the show. So, yeah. I guess let's go through it. Let's go through it again because it felt like no time at all. So let's relive it. I guess a lot of time was spent on essentially last time on Dragon Ball Z. Like how much? Yeah, a minute and a half, 2 minutes for last time on Dragon Ball Z and the OP. Around that probably. Yeah, 250, almost 3 minutes. Makes sense. Makes sense. They did waste just a little bit more time, just a little bit of time. Also during the scene with everybody being dead, they also just let the camera hang around a little bit longer, and yeah, they did waste a little bit of time. Ariane is CG here. So is Ark, probably. But everything is animated on threes. Which is kinda odd. I guess it doesn't make much of a difference. It's a faraway shot. They're small, they're slightly blurred, slightly out of focus, so sure, it doesn't look, horrible. He's afraid of bugs, apparently. Uh, it's super weird that it was super weird to me that someone as powerful as Ark would just run away from bugs. I initially thought that they're gonna go for mm, comedic effect despite the established lore. Ark is established as someone who can withstand their attacks and just kill them in one swipe, but for haha funny, we're gonna make him run away. But no, he actually has a reason, apparently. He is afraid of bugs. Understandable. Perfectly understandable. Yeah, we're gonna go through the forest, but there are wolves. And how cool that there are wolves, because oh no, she doesn't mention the tails again, but how cool that there are wolves because I can grab their tails. That's what happens later. The capital. Princess sets off. Yeah, the guards. I guess the guards didn't betray them. Maybe the stagecoach driver. But yes, someone is up there who is going to betray them, to betray the princess. Uh, I thought the haunted wolves will be a little bit more ephemeral, seeing how she mentions that their fur gives off a blue light, and it's like, ghost-like in appearance almost, and makes this super thin, super transparent fabric. But no, they just look like white wolves, not even like super white, they just look gray. Again, I think it's the shoestring budget coming in. I noticed it that they don't have the biggest budget, so makes sense that they wouldn't spend time and money and effort on making the wolves that appear only for just a few brief moments, making them look more otherworldly and ephemeral and haunted and whatnot. They just slapped together some grey wolves and called it good enough. I like the versatility of Ariane's powers. She can not only use fire but also earth, apparently, and electricity, two in one, to create those electrified spikes. Really like it. I'm a sucker for attacks that cause like spikes to grow out of the ground. I loved playing a combo of a heavy heavy armor fighter and a mage in Kingdoms of Amalur, because the fighter had access to the skill that allowed you to stomp the ground up to 3 times, and each stomp would raise more spikes out of the ground in front of you. Fucking love this attack, love this skill. And I'm gonna be rolling for, I think, Luna? Luna in Punishing Grey Raven, because her attacks also grow spikes out of the ground. I must have her. I have enough for like 10 pulls, so I probably won't get her, but I have to try. I have to try. By God, I have to. And yeah, Ark is just shrugging off their attacks like it's nothing. And yep, the leader is also controlled by the bracelet. I don't know why Ariane is acting so bashful here. I don't know. I mean, yeah, sure, it would be a waste to let those wolves just rot there. Take all you can and just, makes sense. I guess she's so bashful because she said that they're gonna have to go fast, and now she's delaying the journey, and she's doing it for selfish reasons because she needs the tails for entirely like how do you call it, for entirely superficial reasons to make a gift for her sister. It's not something, crucial. It's not something important. Just a veil as a gift. Probably that's why she's acting so bashful. Oh. Would you please relax? Well, sure, yeah, relax and boom. Attack by people in black robes. Of course, it's always people in black robes. Whenever is it not people in black robes? Also, interesting tidbit. I'm gonna really quickly go to the very beginning of the episode. There's no content warning. And yet we see blood. Like, blood. Not some, weirdly censored black smears. We see actual gushing wounds. And there's no content warning. And then you have episodes that start with content warning and they don't contain even a drop of blood. I guess the content warning isn't about violence and gore, is it? I think it's about sexual themes. Yeah. I think that's it. I cracked the code. Okay, so yeah, I guess. I misunderstood the content warning. Ponta to the rescue, Ark to the rescue. And again, Ark proves to be an absolute tank. Just tanking all the damage. Wolves to the rescue. That has been repaid. I love the effect on his magic. And those feathers, this ball of light. And also interesting detail that you can use this magic. It has a limitation. Some very concrete and very limiting limitations. There needs to be not much time since the person died. The body has to be in a more or less decent shape. So someone stabbed to the heart, revived almost immediately, has a good chance of succeeding. Someone who died a week ago, you probably won't be able to revive them. Someone cut in half, you probably won't be able to revive them either. Makes sense. It's a powerful magic, but fairly limited as well. I like it. I like when powerful magic exists and has limitations. Powerful magic without limitations is just boring and sucks. Because if the main character has a powerful magic without limitations, and they're using it, then any and all suspense is gone because they can just, summon a god of fire anytime they want. And what's the suspense? What's the danger? There's none. Or if they have that super powerful magic and super powerful power, but they're not using it, then why are they not using it? Doesn't make sense. So both ways it's bad when you have powerful magic without limitations. Powerful magic with limitations, I like. Me likey. If there's something like it require, even something as, insignificant as requiring a lot of blood, or I don't know, you cast it once and you pass out for an hour, or something like that, any sort of limitation is cool in my book. And yeah, I don't fault the princess for thinking it's an angel. The glow, the feathers. And let me pull your attention again to the fact that Ark is wearing the shield on him. I was questioning it, as I mentioned, whether or not he has access to some storage magic. Usually Isekai protagonists do. Because where would he be hiding his shield? Where would he be hiding, I don't know, food and water and things like that when he goes to travel? Well, apparently he doesn't. He probably doesn't have storage. He just keeps it all on himself. It's just under his cape. Perfectly fine by me. I like it. I really do. Yeah, I was dead. Someone revived me. Miracle sent by God. Probably. Aura of morale boost. Huge buff on all of her men. Uh, and of course, it is. Yeah, it was by his divine providence that we were revived. Whatever you want to believe, I guess. I'm just generally not a huge fan of people who are like, I've been cured of my incurable disease. Thank God. No, thank the fucking doctors. They pulled the effort. God gave you the disease. The doctors cured you. But I mean, it's Fantasyland, so of course it would make sense that her first instinct is to be like, oh, it's a God's miracle. So I don't hold it against her. Absolutely not. Just something worth mention. She is a royalty. And it's either gonna come back and bite Ark in the ass, or it's gonna come back and save Ark somehow. Hmm. I wonder. There's a lot of potential for what's gonna happen because the princess saw him briefly. I generally like it when the characters in the show, be it protagonist or someone else, does something that seems fairly insignificant at first, but has deeply reaching repercussions. And I have no doubt that the payoff for this event won't be in the next episode. It might not even be in this very season. It might be even later. And I like it. I like when there's an early setup and you can clearly see that it's a setup, that there's gonna be something that comes out of it. I really like it. That's why I like Overlord so much. Because you get some offhand comments thrown by someone at the beginning of season 1, and the payoff is in like the ending of season 3. I really like it. I really, really do. I can't wait for season 4 to see what things from previous seasons are gonna get a payoff. And just how atrocious the CG will be. I don't know if it's the same studio that's making Overlord Season 4. Maybe, maybe not. I'm gonna check it out later. Why not? Some tales. This dude. This dude clapping in the background. I don't know why, but I really like him. I really like his little clap. Okay, I'm gonna scroll it back. A little bit more. Yeah, I'm actually gonna grab a GIF. I'm actually genuinely gonna grab a GIF. Or you know what? I might just grab an MP4. It's gonna be easier to edit later. Should I want to edit it? Okay. Clap, 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 clap. There we go. I have it now. What am I gonna do with it? I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna make an animated emoji on my Discord server. You can join it right now if you want. We'll see. And of course, the three-eared Kemonomimi Kunoichi Wolf Girl. What's she doing here? I don't know, probably following some grand conspiracy again. Judging by the title of the next episode being like going with the Beast Folk or something like that. Ark is probably gonna join them on some adventure or misadventure or what have you. Interesting. Interesting that we now have the added plot of Beast Folk. It used to be just elves, now there's also Beast Folk. And I'm assuming Ark is gonna keep helping both. Are Beast Folk also getting enslaved? Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me if there was a market for beast folk. First of all, because it's surely someone's fetish. Second of all, because they are probably stronger and more agile than humans and perhaps even elves, so they're used for manual labor. It's usually the case in fantasy worlds where beast folk exist. Edie, hanging with Ponta. When I'm around, even monsters become buddies. Actually, a dog. There we go, that was the episode. That's gonna be a very short video, I guess. Okay, I wanted to check out which studio is responsible for. I can take that out. Which studio is gonna be responsible for Overlord Season 4? I know that it's not, the exact same anime, but let's be honest, it's close enough. Kadokawa is the producer, studio is Madhouse, and Overlord 3 was also Madhouse, and Overlord 1 was probably also Madhouse, if I'm not mistaken. Overlord 1 was also Madhouse. Okay, so no changes in studio. We can fully expect atrocious quality CGI. Oh well, too bad, so sad. What can you do? At least the story will be good. As far as the story of this episode goes, it was a setup episode. It very much was a setup episode. And we've been getting a lot of setup episodes recently. Because I feel like. What was it that I watched recently that also had a setup episode? Shield Hero. Yeah, the latest episode of Shield Hero was also very much a setup, and it was also 7th episode, I think. And now 7th episode, also a setup. Makes sense. First 6 episodes covers the first arc of the season. The second 6 episodes covers the second arc of the season. So the 7th episode is the setup for the second arc, essentially. So I don't really know what more to say here, because yeah, it was essentially just a setup. A setup for the beast folk appearing, a setup for the princess finally going to the elven lands and trying to, I don't know, talk with the elves and solve the issue somehow, and being assassinated, and something of course happening. The prince who sent the assassins probably won't be all too happy if he gets notice of the princess having survived. Ark will probably get involved again. Yeah, we are certainly getting a setup for that, and we're getting a setup for the beast folk. And probably, maybe, kinda, sorta, also a setup for the wedding. It's not just an offhand thing that's gonna happen in the background, I don't think. It was mentioned offhandedly mostly, but now that Ariane is so involved in it, going as far as grabbing the tails to make a veil and gift it to her sister, we are certainly gonna go through the wedding, be it in this season or something completely beyond this season. That remains to be seen, but it's certainly a setup. What else is there to say that I haven't said earlier? I don't know. I think that's genuinely it. I don't think I have anything more to say about this episode. So I'm not gonna waste your time. I'm not gonna start going in circles talking about things I already talked about. We're just gonna end it right here. But hey, maybe you have something to say. If you do, say it down in the comments or on my Discord server, whichever you prefer. Just, keep it spoiler free. If there was something in the source material that wasn't shown in the anime, but it's not a spoiler, it's just an extension, some additional information that was simply skipped from the adaptation, do let me know. I'm very curious about those things. But if it's a spoiler, just keep it to yourself, or post it on the Discord, because there is a channel for Skeleton Knight there, and you can use spoiler tags and post spoilers that way. Like this video if you liked it, dislike it if you disliked it, but tell me why so I can improve. Subscribe to the channel to be notified of future releases of not only Skeleton Knight but also Shokei Shoujo Virgin Road, aka Executioner and Her Way of Life. Also Sinful Gear G, Revue Starlight, Shield Hero Season 2, and Spy X Family, and I believe that's my entire lineup. And I also stream sometimes, mostly gacha games, so if you're into that, subscribe, click the bell icon so you get notified. If you want to support me, support my channel, support what I'm doing, buy me a second ring light, I don't know, you can do that on Patreon. The link is down in the description. For $10 a month, you get access to non-seasonal shows early. Non-seasonals in this time around being Sinful Gear and Revue Starlight. So if you want that early, that's how you can get it early. And for just $1, you get role on my Discord server. You get place in the credits, stuff like that, all the good stuff. All of that is listed on my Patreon. So if you're curious, go there. If you want to support me but don't necessarily want to spend money, you can do that as well by just spreading the word, by sharing my videos, sharing my content. Because the more you guys spread the word through the grapevine, the more viewers I get, and the more YouTube itself notices my videos and starts recommending them. And now, that's gonna be it for me for today. I'm gonna grab a bite, and you do all the good stuff. I'm gonna see you guys in the next one. Cheers! And here's the credits that I mentioned. You get to be here no matter that you're subscribed to, be it $1 or $10.